Hello, everyone. This is Cinematic Future, the podcast where we analyze your favorite science fiction movies. I am Maria Paula, and today I'm joined by two great people. Let's welcome Jose and Wilmer, who are recognized film critics and have brought a great analysis of the imaginary and script of the movie we will talk about today. I know you are wondering what movie we will be talking about today. I should say that is a film directed by Denis that at the time was billed as the sequel to Blade Runner. That's right. I'm talking to you about Blade Runner 2049.
Thanks for having us.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Jose, tell us what is this film about?
The Blade Runner series, which includes the 1982 original film by Ridley Scott and the sequel Blade Runner 249 by Denis Villeneuve, dives deep in a question about what it means to be human. The first movie is set in a dark, rainy future Los Angeles and follows Rick Decker, a special police officer who hunts artificial humans called replicants. Its unique look at deep story made it a classic in science fiction. The sequels, set 30 years later, continue in a similar gloomy yet visual strange world. It follows Officer Key, a replicant who discovers a secret that blurs the line between humans and machines. His journey leads him to meet Decker, exploring the like memory and identity. Villeneuve's direction and Roger Deakins' stunning cinematographic enhance these themes, making the sequel a strong continuance of the original themes, thought-provoking history.
It is a very interesting film. I think its history has left the audience with many questions about the human identity, the nature of consciousness, and ethics in the creation of artificial life. Let's start with the visual aspect of Blade Runner 2049. Jose, can you describe the visual style of the movie?
Of course, it has been a great work by director Denis. Blade Runner 2049 exhibits a distinctive visual style and serves as a key element in this storytelling and atmosphere. The color palette, the film uses a meticulously crafted color palette dominated by neon hues, muted tones, and contrasting light. Neon blues and orange, these colors create a striking visual contrast, often used to represent different environments or emotional states. Muted grays and blacks, common in a urban settings, reflecting the blackness or the dystopian world. Dusty yellows, used in the desolate, post-apocalyptic areas, giving a sense of decay and abandonment. Lighting: the film's lighting contrasts heavily, with scenes often characterized by a stark difference between light and shadow, creating an noir-like aesthetic. Neon and fluorescent light: there is a prominent, especially in abnormal escapes, contributing to the cyberpunk films. And natural lighting: essence in developed environments or in Jones projects have a more natural, albeit early lighting has been incredible.
How does this visual style compare to the original Blade Runner?
The director wanted to honor the visual aspect of the first film. The visual style of Blade Runner 2049 is direct evolution of a Ridley Scott original Blade Runner, preserving its iconic cyberpunk aesthetic while expanding its visual scope. The original film, renowned for its neon noir atmosphere, utilized a dark light color palette dominated by blues, green, and muted tones to depict a dystopian Los Angeles. It relies heavily through practical effects, including miniatures and image paintings, to create its dense, rain-scoured cityscape filled with neon lights and shadowy interiors. The high contrast lighting and ambient neon provide a sense of claustrophobia and decay, with art further engaged by contrast rain and revising urban grime. In contrast, Blade Runner 2049 builds upon this founding with a bolder and more dynamic color palette, incorporating vibrant orange, disty yellows, and spread neons to reflect a world that has evolved over the past 30 years. Roger Deakins' cinematography brings a more polished and expensive look, blending natural lighting with the original high-contrast aesthetic. The sequel's visual effects combined practical and digital techniques to create more detailing and expensive environments, from desolate wastelands or futurist metropolis. This allows Blade Runner 249 to explore a variety of settings belong or urban sprawling of these precedents predecessors, showcasing the evolution of the world while maintaining a strong visual continuity with the original film's cyberpunk and dystopian themes.
Wilmer, as the script analyst, how do you find the narrative structure of Blade Runner 2049?
It's a good but suffer a lot blame by the idea of creating artificial person. Which how you think that is the dream or sure? Why the principal character is the only to find the other principal characters and not another? In other situation, if the secondary character contradicts the sense before, and the everything that contradiction and crash affect the message to the end.
Everything you have told us is very interesting. I think the audience should accompany the analysis you have given us with a reflection on what themes Blade Runner 2049 explores. Blade Runner 2049 explores several profound themes, such as identity, humanity, and memory. It asks what it means to be human in a world where artificial beings possess emotion and memories. The film also delves into the ethics of creating life and the nature of freedom and control. One of the most poignant examples is the character K. He is a replicant designed to obey, yet he exhibits a deep sense of self-awareness and questions his purpose. When he discovers a memory that he believes is real, he starts to think that he might be more than just a replica. This journey highlights the themes of searching for identity and meaning.
The visual effects in Blade Runner 2049 significantly enhance the narrative by immersing the audience in a richly detailed world that reflects the film's dense in isolation, identify, and environmental decay. Realistic yet surreal visual effects shows an interactive holograms and dynamic environmental conditions like dust, storms, and snow. Not only create a believing futurist settings, but also underscore the emotional and existential strengths of the character. These effects and depth of the storytelling by making a dystopian atmosphere palpable, thereby intensifying the viewer's connection to the character or their journey.
Wilmer, what do you think about the character development in the film?
Where the character is good, then except the antagonist of previous movie, but his development is very well. The character only live for a purpose, but he don't have a purpose, and he manage a purpose, and later he lost that purpose, and shows the continued because I hitting an ideal bigger than him.
I think we should ask them the following question. Has the portrayal of technology and humanity changed from the original film to the sequel? The answer is yes. It has evolved. In the original film, technology is often depicted as dehumanizing force. In Blade Runner 2049, there is a more nuanced view. Technology is shown as both a tool for control and means for connection. Case relationship with joy and AI demonstrates that technology can also fulfill emotional needs, although it is still fundamentally artificial. If we ask ourselves what social issues does Blade Runner 2049 raise, I must say that the film tackles several social issues, including class disparity, environmental degradation, and the ethical treatment of artificial beings. It portrays a world where the wealthy live in luxury while the majority struggle in polluted, overcrowded cities. The treatment of replicants raises questions about rights and the moral implication of creating sentient beings for labor. Wilmer, what is your opinion on the film's dialogue and its contribution to the story?
Well, I told you before, it's good, but in certain aspect of the storyline, I think that is inconsistent in the dialogue or the translation.
Jose, what is the most visually impactful scene for you and why?
I think the best scene in the Blade Runner 2049 is the desert walk in Las Vegas, due to its visual and symbolic impact. The color palette contrasts strongly between the orange that evoke desolation and abandoned and the blues and greys that dominate the rest of the film. It contrasts visually, reinforces the change of settings and the post-apocalyptic atmosphere. Also, the cinematic composition, where Key walks through the empty deserts, emphasize the vastness and isolation and of the landscape, making the character appear small and insignificant against the backdrop of the running city. The detailed visual of crumbling status, decaying buildings, and lifeless streets create an air between that highlights the decay of what was once a vibrant city. Finally, the symbolism in the scene with its intensely silencing and oppressive atmosphere, conveying a profound scene of loneliness and despair, reflecting his internal strength and the overall melancholic tone of the film.
Wilmer, how does the film ending contribute to its overall message?
The film is very clear with the conclusion you are not special, you are acting and it's only making it special because even Joe don't find himself in daily life and find a purpose. that he feels scared, excited, and integrate in himself and self-convinced with the evidence and memory simulated, and search for his supposed destiny, which makes him special and taken away from him, and they say of that is lie. He's not a dagger son. The IA him love is a program for that, but he discovered he can be more, and that feel is for take the decision to return for Decker, save him, and give the other opportunity to stay with his together, and also the feeling of rewarded for participating in something bigger than him.
Thank you all for your insight analysis. Blade Runner 2049 is indeed a rich and thought-provoking film that continues to captivate and inspire audience. And thank you to our viewers for tuning in. Until next time, keep exploring the deeper meanings in the movies you love. Goodbye.